Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another podcast. I know my previous podcast was me and my closest friends after we finished watching Shang and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It was just a candid kind of conversation back and forth, but now this is just my review of the movie, and I'm just going to be talking about like aspects of the movie that I liked, aspects of the movie that I didn't like, and what to me made this movie so special in comparison to everything else that came before it in Phase 4. And let's get right into it. So essentially, let's start with what I liked about the movie. And I really think that the character of Shang-Chi is very well done. I believe that the superb acting by Simu Liu really captured the essence of who Shang-Chi really is, and his struggle for finding his identity and eventually finding who he really is in the end, despite his identity crisis between who and which aspects of his dad and his mom he got his traits from, and his powers from, and his personality from, and in the end he really he really finds himself, and that journey, that the pain and the struggle, and dealing with all the lies that he had to say. I feel like Simu Liu was such a perfect cast for I don't know, like now Shang-Chi is definitely like my favorite character in the MCU for sure, and I am so looking forward to like his future projects. And the characters aside from Shang-Chi, the supporting characters are all great as well. Katie, I initially thought she was just gonna be for comedic relief, as we see that Awkwafina is more on the comedy side things, being Nora from Queens, and also if you watch Crazy Rich Asian, she was Asian Ellen. Essentially, she was just like a more of a comedic character, but here she's like a supporting character, and a very close friend of Shang-Chi, and arguably, possibly, there might be something going on between them, although some people say that they have a platonic relationship. I personally think that there's definitely something rooted in there that we might see pay off in future sequels. So, aside from that, we have Ling, who is Shang-Chi's sister. I thought she was just going to be like a Loki type character who, betrays like Shang-Chi, and but she actually was also a protagonist. She's also battling her inner demons, and but at the end of the day, she is on Shang-Chi's side. She always has been. She just felt very betrayed after what he did, and if you're gonna have to watch the movie to find out more about that. I really think that her arc is pretty good as well. And let's get right into the villain though, which is the Mandarin. But he actually claims that the Mandarin isn't his actual name. The Mandarin was a name given to him by like a branch of the Ten Rings in the western area of the world. And I think he it was a conversation in the dinner table when the Mandarin kidnaps his son and Ling, along with Katie, and they're talking in the table, and he says that, my name is not the Mandarin. I've been given many names, but my real name was the name that only my wife has ever called me in this life, which is Wenwu. And if you actually like collecting, you see that his name's Wenwu, like in the action figure, and I haven't gotten that yet. Actually, I want to get his action figure. The Mandarin is actually the best villain that I've seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far. The second one probably Thanos and Killmonger. Those are like the best villains for me, I think. And I think that the Mandarin isn't even really a villain. He's just a guy driven with rage, with vengeance, trying to change who he is. But at the end of the day, he just fails himself and gives up after the death of his wife, and we see that Shang-Chi is also facing the same kind of ordeal where he has this bloodlust and this thirst for vengeance and revenge, and I really thought that paid off in the final act. So yeah, let's get right into the story. I think the story, my friend said that the stories were very simple, but for me the story was very rooted and grounded in the human aspect of Shang-Chi and his relationship with his father. I think that was the centerpiece of this movie. It was essentially identity crisis, but at the heart of that is a story about family, and not just the family, but rather the relationship of father and son. And I can relate with that because like any son who has a dad, we all have our differences, and at the end of the day, we fight, but at the end of the day, we're family. And there was a very emotional scene at the very end of the movie where the Mandarin is something happens to Mandarin, and he does something, and Shang-Chi remembers everything that that his dad has done for him, and he's always been there. And I think that that's I think it's very touching, and they really did a good job of capturing all of that, the emotions, and also on top of this, the Asian representation, at our core, the values that we have, getting a degree, and then finding a good job, and the struggle for finding yourself as well, that was present in Katie. So she was the embodiment of that aspect. In a movie where it was about finding identity and familial struggles, and something that we can all relate with regardless of what ethnicity you are. So I think that this movie did a really good job of being relatable. And it's not just a movie about Asians, it's a movie about family and identity, and this guy just trying to find himself after what he believes is an irredeemable act. And I think that at some point all of us have gone through that. So at this point, I feel like this movie, for me, it hit home. It really hit me in the feels. The story was just great. I don't know, but aside from that, soundtrack was it was really, really good. I think that even before the movie was already on YouTube, listening to all the songs, and I think that they did a really, really good job with capturing the essence of Shang-Chi, and also having the hip hop mixed with the Asian essence. I think that they did a really good job with that. So overall, those are the good aspects, but let's talk about the bad aspects. I think they did a really kind of okay job with the humor. Like my friend said, the humor was kind of it was off key sometimes. There were times in the movie where the movie was they drew you away from the movie because of the humor. And I think that not only that, the humor was also forgettable. Like my friend said, that the jokes in certain movies like Avengers or something, it was more memorable, but now it's not. But yeah, aside from that, that's pretty much it. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and please leave a like and subscribe if you guys are watching this on YouTube. If you guys are, listening to me on podcast, please feel free to check out my other stuff. Thank you so much, and have a good day.